don't want to. Had a bad week.
Ooh, control those emotions,
Not even
bro.
week. I just fucking didn't take my trades. Um, it was a what do you call it? Like there was no direction. It just kept bouncing in a range the whole week, even with FOMC, which is interesting. You guys think the sell off is over?
I was thinking that during the week when we obviously created a trend line. I was like, it looks like it's going back up for a couple of days, but still too new to for
I was
sure.
expecting FOMC, like if we were gonna drop, to make it start coming back down, but it held that range still. Let me see.
How was that Friday? I didn't even see the charts.
It was. I'm trying to remember. It was choppy a bit, but it ended up popping up for longs. Carmine took it at later in the day. I think he had took one earlier. Yeah, it was choppy in the morning, and then towards like the 8 a.m. time, it found its way to pop up,
Uh,
and
you guys didn't
then
take a break.
it pulled back again. No, I
No,
didn't.
I didn't take one either.
It kept pulling back to 56.62, like until 9 a.m., and then it finally took off all the way back to pre-market highs.
Well, how are we
Um,
supposed to read it bouncing in the? It was in a 3 hour pre-market range for me, and obviously it was in there till like. Or you said this guy took a trade like at 8, but then it finally took off. But I don't know how he's supposed to sit there that long and decide whether it's going to go up or down because it's testing it multiple times, making you think it's going to be weak.
yeah, I feel
That's
you.
when you got to gauge the other charts and the other like signs, whether it's going to be bullish or bearish.
Mm.
That's when you like have to really pay attention to all the outside stuff that's happening outside of ES. So you can determine what direction it's going.
My Thinkorswim is acting weird. This program appears to be performing slowly.
Mine's not even starting. I've been waiting for like 2 minutes for it to fucking start up.
I'm just on my screenshots.
Uh, Hold up.
Oh, it's going under maintenance. It's under maintenance right now.
Is it gonna shut off on me?
Try to log in and see what happens.
I mean, it's working. It's just lagging. It's, this is my TOS on M25. Oh, this is Monday.
Hey, is next week your last working Saturday?
For that month, yeah.
Oh, you're gonna
I
do
mean,
it again?
fuck. So every month we get a new schedule. So next month I don't work Saturdays, but then the month after that I might work weekends again.
Oh, so the review's gonna be switching Saturdays and Sundays, or what? Or you just want to keep up Sundays?
I don't like Sundays, to be honest.
I don't either.
Yeah, I
Um,
wanted to like them, but I end up doing stuff Saturday night where I'm like, whoa, Sundays are hard.
Yeah, Sundays suck, dude. The reviews on Saturdays were good.
But next
So what do you want?
month,
Yeah, next
no.
month, Saturdays.
Yeah.
Cool. But next week is still Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eric, if Eric wants to get on, I'm down. I gotta get back to reviewing.
You haven't been working on your
No,
own?
I'm saying I do review on my own. I've been studying a lot lately. I'm just saying, like, I like to gauge, get your guys' input and see how you see things because it's just more information. We all see it differently.
Yeah, I like doing that too.
I don't.
It's because
um,
we're not giving Eric the gems he's giving us.
nah, I just don't want to. I feel like right now I'm letting every little thing influence me, and I hate it.
You have
Um,
been sending a bunch of info.
what?
You have been sending a bunch of info
Oh,
lately.
I gotta get off Twitter. Twitter's been bad for me. But look at here. This is the week from the Monday to Friday, and you could just looking at the daily, you could tell it was a balanced week, the whole week. So playing the extremes was the best option the whole week. And I think all of Gabriel's trades were from the extremes of each end. Um,
Yes, sir.
even even the ones that he did take that were kind of like not right at the key level demand, they were bound. Like I think there was one that was bouncing off of a key 3 hour demand I had, but the fact that it was bouncing off that key demand going in the upside direction, like where he took it made sense because it was bouncing off of a key demand. Uh, and then if you go like on the say 90, fuck it's slow. This is Monday? No, this is Monday. I'm gonna put my other chart, which has everything already. Damn, it looks confusing.
Damn, that's just as soon as you click default.
Remove.
What are those? How come you change the lines up?
So the ones with the dotted are kind of like my more if it's un if it's a level that doesn't seem super strong to me, I put it as a dotted. But if it's a
Mhm.
level that I know, like this one right here, because of how it was holding the resistance and it was becoming support. This was a 1 hour demand, but then in pre-market we had broke it, and I knew we had this 3 hour demand, so I had initially just put it as a dotted line. I kind of just used solid for the ones that are my super strong key levels. That's why up here you see this 2 hour is super strong. And
Oh,
then this resistance is from this I forgot what was the news on here. It was some pre-market news and it kept being respected, so I just was like, let me keep it there to see how it reacts. And in pre-market on Thursday it projected it again, and then here it closed right under it, so I thought that was interesting. But even then like the whole week basically, let me put something here. These are the extremes that we were talking about on the daily right now. So this 2 hour up here, and then this kind of 1 hour down here. And I say they're the extremes because if you zoom out, you can see that this was the resistance from this choppiness here, and then it became support here on this week, and then the support from this support, and you could kind of say this resistance also because of the way it projected here going into the open. Uh, so those were the two extremes, and basically, I think trading this week was, I mean, and this resistance also played a key level on this specific day. But for the most part, it was this 2 hour supply and this 1 hour demand. And if you even pull up, like, did you trade on Monday, Gabriel?
I think I did. Yeah, I did.
Did you put it in the chat?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, but you didn't put your chart.
I don't have the chart. So
317.
The 18th. Oh, Monday was the 17th.
Yeah.
I didn't have any trades on that day for some reason.
317. It was that a 50? Oh yeah, it was. He took the short off of this resistance level here, which did work. This resistance,
oh yeah.
and I'm assuming you had that as a key level because of the rejection up here, or was there a supply zone? Keeps to be. Like,
Hey, when are you gonna use the regular ES again?
when we get out of this range,
All right, let me
Either
know so I can use ES too.
or down.
When you trade, do you trade with this chart or do you have like a more cleaned up one?
I don't know why it looks so sloppy right now.
I'm not saying because my charts look exactly like this, and I know that's too much noise, but I have like a method to my madness where the dot lines mean something, and then or I'll make the lines thicker, and that'll stand out to me for my personal reasons. But I sometimes wonder, like, is this too much noise, and that's why I can't come up with an idea or a good plan?
Well, I definitely know the extremes when I'm going into my day. So, like how I said on the daily, where I said, like, oh, we're in a balanced range, and how I'm breaking down right now that the 1 hour demand right here and the 2 hour supply up here are the key levels basically. That's why the lines in between these two levels you see as dotted, because to me it's like, yeah, they're zones, but they're not as important to me as these extremes. So
We might go higher.
what?
We might go higher. That daily candle looks like a pin bar kind of. And then
Yeah.
the buying volume is to the 4 hour. The buying volume is growing.
Yeah.
But when you came up with those like important top and bottom zones, how did you? Like, you didn't come up with it on Monday. Like, I'm assuming you came up with those as you were reviewing throughout the week.
That's what I wanted to show you here. I kind of started doing the dotted lines on Tuesday, I think. Oh no, I did start on Monday. Um because like if you look at my Monday chart, it just won't get large. Oh, there it goes. Let me pull it up. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Why does it keep going small? Can you see it enlarged?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, you can't see above because this resistance was key to me, just because of the way it was. It just it was a key level because it was that previous resistance off that news last time. So going into Monday, the fact that we broke this supply zone is that 3 hour the same one. So this 5662 is the same demand zone that I have. Let me see if I scoot this over here. It's this same demand zone. So I knew going into Monday that this area was key support. And then I had that other supply zone. I hate that. And then I had this supply zone because we were going up into it in the overnight session. But then we easily broke through it um, in pre-market. So then I knew, okay, if we easily break through this area here is strong demand based off of the structure of the market. So the fact that we broke through this, I'm like, okay, this area is strong, and then up here we have this resistance, which could be strong. I wasn't sure if it was going to be or not. I actually thought we were gonna break through it, to be honest, because of how I had that other supply, the up above that I thought was gonna be stronger. And I actually took a long up here, which didn't work, and it was all just I was waiting for a break above 57.25 and then a pull back into 57.22 to hold. And when it pulled back into 57.22, I took it long, but it ended up just breaking and injecting under. So I did think that this was gonna be weak, but it ended up being strong. And I believe it's because of how it rejected those. It rejected. Let me just pull it up too. No, I lost it. Look at how well it respected. This was support. This was resistance, and then here, this is Monday. Yeah. So then coming right back into Monday, it was testing that resistance level for the. You could say for the second time, I guess. Um, and it just respected it super good, and that's the short Gabriel took. Targeting 5,700. So yeah, he took it right down to where that the 90-minute candle ended up kind of just close or not closing, but like the full candle almost. Um, so but see how I had this 2 hour demand, 2 hour supply up here? I thought that was gonna break this and go pop up, which it did do it at the end of the day, but it just didn't do it when I thought it was gonna do. So this extreme and this extreme is kind of where you want to be focusing on, unless you have something of this much importance like this. Especially the fact that it rejected there perfectly off of news, that makes it super strong. Um, but what was your question? I forgot what your question was, to be honest.
It was just like right now you're showing us the high and the low of the week, the range.
Yeah.
um, you seeing that now after the week, but I'm saying like Well, how were you using that information like at the beginning of the week, or were you able to see it at the beginning of the week, or did you
Well,
need?
yeah, that's what it was. So I did see that we had this range here. I just didn't know what the high of what we were gonna respect was gonna be. I did think that this 2 hour supply was gonna. It was something else. I don't think it was exactly a 2 hour. I feel like it was a 45 minute on Monday because there is. Yeah, I'll do this. Give me a second. Yeah. So oh wait. Oh, it was this one up here. So when I was charting Sunday night, I seen we had this candle here and how we sold off of that, and we had kind of consolidated here. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna mark this as my key level. That was my key 45-minute supply, which we didn't fully tap. Was there something on the two there? Oh yeah, there was. I mean, it was tough for me to really mark this zone because the sell-off was aggressive, but I didn't like the way the candle formed, so that's why I chose the 45-minute instead. So going into Monday, I knew that we had some resistance here, and then zooming out, I can see that there is some support here. I just couldn't find the exact area that was gonna be that resistance area. So I knew that this area here was gonna have some struggle of breaking through based off of the fact that this held, even though we wicked, it like held, it closed above it. And then when we came down here, we kind of like consolidated a bit before it finally sold off. So on Sunday night when I was charting, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a key area of resistance. But then we also have this resistance here based off of this structure where we rejected and held on this wick, and we rejected on this wick. So I was like, okay, that's a strong level as well. So that's why either you use this the way Gabriel did, or you unless we got there like when we were trading, you use that. But going into the morning session, we popped up aggressively. So then kind of using this level was a better idea, which I did try using. I just tried it long and Gabriel tried it short. So it did work out using this level. Um, But yeah, that's kind of how I went into it. Like I knew the extremes and I also knew that we had a strong level of resistance that could be here at 57.25. So I was only going to trade either this demand zone, this resistance, or this supply zone. I didn't want anything in between that or anything in between that.
Mm. And quick question to Gabe. You just saw like not I'm gonna say to Gabe in a second, but like those two zones or all those zones that matter to you, it's still like they're cool to chart. This is just a refresher that I need, but those zones are cool to chart. It just depends on what you see on order flow at the time, right?
Yeah, like anytime there's a level or whatever and an outlier appears, it's a possible trade setup, but you still gotta like analyze what VX and NQ is doing, all that stuff. But I'm not sure like what your question is exactly. I'm
Because
kind of
because
confused.
your short worked, even though Eric longed it, but maybe it just depends on the edge that you have that you were seeing on order flow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, throughout the day you're gonna have multiple trade opportunities. It's just I happen to catch the pullback, whereas Eric was trying to get the breakout. Not the breakout, but like the actual move up, the actual direction the trend was going. Whereas I just got the pullback. So in a way, I kind of got lucky by entering at that exact time because that's pretty much the only candle that really made a sufficient pullback. I don't
Like
know.
look at this. Look, this is his order flow. book map from that day. So this is at 5725 resistance level that I have marked. And that outlier appeared, and then it tried to pop up, and he entered right at that rejection, and he was able to capitalize on it short. Whereas my chart, I mean, my book map, I have it here. I seen that same exact outlier. Oh my gosh, why does it do that? Can you see that?
Yeah.
I seen that same exact outlier at 5725, but I wanted to see us push above. So this happened, and then I wanted it as we were popping back up, I was like, "Oh, is it gonna recapture?" What I should have done was wait for it to pop up a little higher and then pull back to hold to see if I could enter long. But instead, I just got emotional, I guess, and it slightly pushed up. And then when it pulled back here, I was like, "Oh, let me try it long." And then my stop settings were messed up on my book on my Ninja Trader. So when I put my stop loss, it instantly took me out of my position, and I was like, "Fuck." So then, because that happened, my mind just got kind of fucked,
Wait,
and I
why did it happen though?
because when I changed my to the MESM5,
Oh, you gotta redo the settings?
yeah, I didn't realize that.
Oh shit.
So it instantly took me out, and then I was like, "Oh, this." It zoomed in more. You could kind of see that it was holding a little bit, so I instantly just got back in, and then I got stopped out because it wasn't in the right direction. And then when it popped up to 5722 again, I was like, "Oh, let me try it one more time." And it just didn't work out. But this was definitely an emotional trade. Um, Whereas what I should have realized was that I have a 5725 resistance level here, which you can see with this here. It's exactly at 5725, exactly where we rejected. Um, and
That's
it
why I used it as my stop.
and the outlier appeared, and we never broke above it with strength. So it wasn't ever really recapturing 5725 to give me an idea to enter long.
It's crazy though, cause like I got the trade right, but you got the direction right.
Yeah.
It doesn't make that's crazy how that can happen.
I think that's why order flow is just so important because someone may see this and if you go on the 5 minute, maybe it does break out slightly. Someone may see this happen here and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna try this long. It's breaking out 5725," and then boom, they instantly get stopped just because they're not looking at order flow and they're looking at the candles instead.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Um, but yeah, I think. And then going into Tuesday, did you take a trade Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah, I think I did.
Oh yeah, I was gonna take that same exact trade and I didn't because I was scared.
Hold on, let me
Oh
end this
yeah.
video.